Okay, welcome to Hollywood Review, and this is your host, Denise Harris, brought to you by King's Cannabiz. So let's get this party started because we have the freaks coming up after a bit. So, the week of January 11th, the top box office movie was The Upside. Believe it or not, I wasn't expecting that. 87% by the audience. Rotten Tomatoes didn't like it much, though. They only gave it a 39. So, and I'm going to be typing here as we go, so bear with me. Okay. The Upside. The critics say, preachy, manipulative, and frustratingly cliched. Showcases Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart's chemistry without taking full advantage. So, not a great review by the critics, of course. This is inspired by a true story. The Upside is a heartfelt comedy about a recently paroled ex-convict, Kevin Hart, who strikes up an unusual and unlikely friendship with a paralyzed billionaire, Bryan Cranston. The Upside is based on the hit 2011 French film The Intouchables. It's a comedy drama. Bryan Cranston, Kevin Hart, Nicole Kidman, Juliana Margulies, Tate Donovan. So that was number one, January 11th through the 13th, which I'm kind of surprised. I'm sorry. Now it just changed on me. Glass was number one. I am so sorry. That's why I said I was surprised. Glass was number one. That took a bit to read. Audience score 76. Tomato meter only gave it a 36, though. Audience 76. Critics, of course. Glass displays a few glimmers of M. Night at his twisty world-building best. Ultimately disappoints at the conclusion to the writer-director's long-gestating trio. I don't know. I think I'd want to see that. Of course you have. Of course, we all know what it's about. From Unbreakable, Bruce Willis returns as David, and Samuel L. Jackson as Elijah, of course. Also known by Mr. Glass. And joining him from Split are James McAvoy, reprising his role as Kevin Wendell Crumb. And, of course, his multiple identities. So that looks. I think it looks fabulous. Anybody see it out there? Let me know. Let's see. The only captives survive an encounter with the Beast. Following the conclusion of Split, Glass finds Dunn pursuing Crumb's superhuman figure of the Beast in a series of escalating encounters, while the shadowy presence of Price emerges as an orchestrator who holds secrets critical to both men. Of course, Bruce Willis, James McAvoy, Samuel L. Jackson, Sarah Paulson is in this, and I think that's why I want to see it, because I want to see how she does. Sarah Paulson as Dr. Ellie Staple. I bet she's fabulous. And Anya Taylor-Joy and Spencer Tree Clark. But I do want to see it. I think it looks great. I don't care what the critics say. So then we had The Upside. Aquaman was number 3. This is the 11th through the 13th. And of course, Jason Momoa. Oh my God. Audience loved it. 78%. Tomato meter, not bad. 64. Critics say Aquaman swims with its entertainingly ludicrous tide, offering up CGI superhero spectacles that delivers energetic action with emphasis on good old-fashioned fun. Oh my God, the critics actually liked it. Aquaman, woohoo. Pictures and director James Wan comes an action-packed adventure that spans the vast, visually breathtaking underwater world of the seven seas. Aquaman starring Jason Momoa in that title role. Yeah. It reveals the origin story of half human, half Atlantean Arthur Curry, and takes him on a journey of his lifetime. One that will not only force him to face who he is, but to discover if he is worthy of who he is born to be, a king. James Wan movie. I like James Wan. You have Jason Momoa, Amber Heard, Nicole Kidman, William Dafoe. I like William Dafoe. Is that Patrick Wilson? Yes. Ed Warren, huh? Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, that's an interesting casting. So, definitely. I've heard nothing but good about that. Number 4, The Kid Who Would Be King. This is January 11th through 13th. Tomato meter, 87%. Only 70% of the audience liked it, though. Of course, it's all ages, classic all ages adventures, and repurposes a timeless legend for a thoroughly enjoyable new addition to the family movies. And, of course, Kid Who Would Be King, of course, basically what it says. Old magic meets the modern world in an epic adventure. Alex thinks he's just another nobody until he stumbles upon the mythical sword in the stone. Excalibur. Now he must unite his friends and enemies into a band of knights, and together with the legendary wizard Merlin, played by Patrick Stewart, take on the wicked enchantress Morgana. Rebecca Ferguson, by the way. With the future at stake, he must become the great leader he never dreamed he could be. I think that'd be a cute kids movie, actually. Louis Ashbourne Circus, Serkis, Patrick Stewart, Rebecca Ferguson, Tom Taylor, Rihanna Doris. So, looks pretty good, yep, ask me. So, and then we have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And let me plug in here. Okay, Into the Spider-Verse. I've heard pretty good things about this. I'm not sure. I don't know. 90% tomato meter, which is quite huge. 94% of the audience loved it, so there you go. Critics say Into the Spider-Verse matches bold storytelling with striking animation for a purely enjoyable adventure with heart, humor, and plenty of superhero action. Okay, critics, you're totally surprising me here. That's a high 90, so definitely a must to see. Of course, the creative minds behind the Lego Movie and 21 Jump Street bring their unique talents to a fresh vision of a different Spider-Man universe with a groundbreaking visual style that's the first of its kind. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse introduces Brooklyn teen Miles Morales and the limitless possibilities of the Spider-Verse, where more than one can wear the mask. So you have Shamik Moore as Miles, Jake Johnson, Haley Steinfeld. This guy's been in a lot of movies. Mahershala Ali, Brian Tyree Henry, Lily Tomlin. Nice. Okay. Number 6, Green Book. We talked about that. It's got Viggo Mortensen. And I think it was him again. And it's about their travels together. I'd like to see this just to see. Audience like 95%. Tomato meter 81. Critics. Green Book takes audiences on a surprisingly smooth ride through potentially bumpy subject matter. Fueled by Peter Farrelly's deft touch and a pair of well-matched leads. Oh, critics, you are on it. When Tony, a bouncer from an Italian-American neighborhood in the Bronx, is hired to drive Dr. Don Shirley Ali, a world-class black pianist, on a concert tour, they must rely on the Green Book to guide them to the few establishments that were then safe for African Americans. Confronted with racism, danger, as well as unexpected humanity and humor, they're forced to set aside differences to survive and have the journey of a lifetime. Of course, Viggo Mortensen, a wonderful actor. Mahershala Ali again, Linda Cardellini, Don Stark, Sebastian Maniscalco, Green Book. I think that'd be a really good movie to see. Number 7 that week, A Dog's Way Home. I can't watch these animal movies. I'm sorry. I'll sit there and cry. I cannot watch, oh gosh, what was the name of it? Marley and Me. I cannot watch that movie. I will not watch it. Dog's Way Home. Audience loved it, 80%. Not so much Rotten Tomatoes, 58. Critics, Dog's Way Home, not quite a family-friendly animal drama. Fan's best friend, but this canine adventure is no less heartwarming for its familiarity. Okay. Of course, he gets lost and left behind. He is separated from her owner. She sets off on a 400-mile journey to get back to safety and the security of the place she calls home. She meets a series of new friends and manages to bring a little comfort and joy to their lives. Ashley Judd, Edward James Olmos, Alexandra Shipp, Barry Watson, Chris Bauer. Dog's Way Home. These animal movies, I can't watch them. 8, Serenity. This is the week of January 11th through 13th. Low scores, audience only 30, 22% tomato. How did it get to be in the top 10 then? I don't know. This is, critics say, a high-concept mystery with a twist. It isn't what it appears to be at first. Unfortunately, it's also not anywhere near as clever or entertaining as it thinks. Ooh. And the scores are low, audience and tomato meter. I can't figure out how it's number 7. But anyway, this is a daringly original, sexy, stylized thriller. Matthew McConaughey is a fishing boat captain leading tours off a tropical enclave, Plymouth Island, and his life is shattered, however, with his ex-wife. Anne Hathaway tracks him down with a desperate plea for help. She begs Dill to save her and their young son from her new violent husband by taking him out to sea on a fishing excursion, only to throw him to the sharks and leave him for dead. Okay. And her appearance thrusts his life into a life he tried to forget. So, sounds like, gosh, I have to think of that other movie. Anyway, Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Jason Clarke, Diane Lane, and Jeremy Strong. Serenity. So there you go on that. Number 9 that week was Escape Room. Again, low scoring. 58% audience, 51 tomato meter. It fails to unlock much of the potential in its premise, but what's left is still tense and thrilling enough to offer a passing diversion for suspense fans. Oh, just barely, huh? Okay. And this is a psychological thriller about 6 strangers who find themselves in circumstances beyond their control and must use their wits to find the clues or die. Taylor Russell, Logan Miller, Jay Ellis, Tyler Labine, Escape Room. So there's that. And number 10, Mary Poppins Returns. I don't know, it's probably cute, I would think. Only 69% of the audience like it. Tomato meter gives it a fresh 78%. What do critics say? It relies on the magic of its classic forebear to cast a familiar but still solidly effective family-friendly spell. So there you go. It stars Lin-Manuel Miranda, Ben Whishaw, Emily Mortimer, with Colin Firth and Meryl Streep. The film, which introduces 3 new Banks children, also features Dick Van Dyke and Angela Lansbury. It's set in the 30s Depression-era London and is drawn from the wealth of material in P.L. Travers' additional 7 books. So there you go. It introduces the children to a new assortment of colorful and whimsical characters, including her eccentric cousin, Topsy, played by Meryl Streep. So it's got all new songs, an original score, so good family movie. Emily Blunt as Mary Poppins, Lin-Manuel Miranda as Jack, Ben Whishaw, Emily Mortimer, Julie Walters, Colin Firth. So there you go, Meryl Streep. So very good. They came in number 10. Now, let's get to the week after, which is 18th through the 20th. Again, let's see. Okay, again, Glass. It's the same ones pretty much. Glass was number 1. Upside number 2, Aquaman 3. Pretty much the same. Yes, exactly the same. Number 1, Glass. 2, The Upside. Aquaman was number 3. The Kid Who Would Be King. Number 5, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. 6, Green Book. 7, A Dog's Way Home. 8, Serenity. 9, Escape Room. 10, Mary Poppins Return. Bumblebee was number 12. And that's got a 93% tomato meter fresh. I want to see, I want to see that so bad. Bohemian Rhapsody is still in the running in the top 15. Audience, 80% too. Critics say it proves it's possible to bring fun and a sense of wonder back to a blockbuster franchise and set up its own slate of sequels in the bargain, so they're happy. And I do so want to see this. Bumblebee finds refuge in a junkyard in a small California beach town. Charlie, on the cusp of turning 18, trying to find her place in the world, discovers Bumblebee, battle-scarred and broken. And when she revives him, she quickly learns he's no ordinary VW bug, of course, and he's Bumblebee. Haley Steinfeld, John Cena, John Ortiz, Jason Drucker. So, Bumblebee. Oh, yes, I love the Transformer movies, I really do. Okay, let's see what was number 1 last week, and which will bring us up to date. Let's see what we got. Excuse me, has anybody seen any movies up lately? Excuse me. Darn it. Excuse me, still fighting that a little bit here. So, anybody see any good movies? See any DVDs? What'd y'all think of Venom? I think that was a great movie. Okay, top box office. Gosh darn it. Glass is still number 1. That must be a really good movie. I do want to see that one, though. The problem is I don't have nights. I work nights usually. I can't get out during the day. Number 1 is Glass, of course. 2, The Upside. 3, Aquaman. 4, The Kid Who Would Be King. Same setup, which is kind of strange. Let me see. That doesn't sound quite right. I don't know. But it's pretty much the same. Wow. So, not much to catch up on, apparently. Let's see. Let me see what's going on here. Okay. We have a couple coming out this week. Yep. Top box office. Glass, The Upside, Aquaman. Da-da-da-da-da. Yep. Huh. And let's see. I don't want to make it too long here. Movies opening this week. We have Miss Bala. That's a new one coming out this week. I'm excited for it. I can't wait for April. Endgame. Marvel. Miss Bala. Only 28%. Ooh, that doesn't look good. Only 48% of people want to see this. Gina Rodriguez has a future as an action hero. This is critics. Unfortunately, it also demonstrates how hard it is to balance set pieces against a compelling story. So they're not real thrilled, but not bad. This it finds the power she never knew she had when she was drawn into a dangerous world of cross-border crime. Surviving will require all of her inventiveness and strength. Gina Rodriguez, Anthony Mackie, Thomas Dekker. So, that is Miss Bala. That is opening this week. Open today, as a matter of fact. They Shall Not Grow Old, open today. 98% tomato meter, 92% audience. So this might be one you can't pass up. This is They Shall Not Grow Old. Critics say an impressive technical achievement with a walloping emotional impact. They Shall Not Grow Old pays brilliant cinematic tribute to the sacrifice of a generation. Wow, that looks pretty good. And what it's about, Peter Jackson, of course. Oh, he's a fabulous director. He directs this homage to the British troops of the First World War with never-before-seen footage of soldiers as they faced the fear and uncertainty of frontline battle in Belgium. Digitally remastered and now in color, the footage has been studied by lip-reading experts whose transcripts were recorded and used as audio for the film. Overlaid by a narrative of those who partook in the war from interviews made in the 60s and 70s. The historic revisiting marks 100 years since the end of the Great War. Peter Jackson is a genius, the way he does these movies. He's genius. So there you go. That'll be They Shall Not Grow Old, is what it is called. Also opening today, Arctic, 84%. Rotten Tomatoes. 93% audience. Critics say Arctic proves that a good survival thriller doesn't need much in the way of dialogue to get by, especially when Mads Mikkelsen is the one doing the surviving. So there you go. Apparently they approve. This is about a man stranded in the Arctic after an airplane crash, must decide whether to remain in the relative safety or embark on a deadly trek through the unknown to make it out alive. Mads Mikkelsen. Pretty much it. Probably some other things, but that's pretty much it for the cast. So interesting. Arctic. So, it's been the Arctic around here, hasn't it? We survived, so. Let's see. Another one, The Golem, 92%. The Golem tomato meter, apparently nothing on it yet. We'll see how it does. See what it is. It's during an outbreak of a deadly plague. A mystical woman must save her tight-knit Jewish community from foreign invaders, but the entity she conjures to protect them is a far greater evil. Ooh, that looks pretty good. The Golem. And let's see. And I can't pronounce any of them. Furstenberg, Ishai Golan, Lenny Ravitch. So The Golem looks interesting. I'm just picking some that have opened today. They Shall Not Grow Old is going to be pretty popular. And let's see. The Unicorn. 89% tomato meter. No score yet, we shall see. When an engaged couple is forced to visit Palm Springs for a weekend to celebrate Mallory's parents' 25th wedding vow renewal, they discover the apparent secret to their happy marriage. Determined to properly celebrate their own re-engagement, they set out on a wild night, but this fun and innocent new experience takes an intense turn, exposing deeper relationship problems and threatening their future. I don't know. Unicorn. I don't know. Okay, we'll go with it. Okay. Let's see. What's opening later? Opening this week. let's see. Coming soon. The Lego Movie 2, of course, February next weekend. The Lego Movie 2, the second part. Woohoo, yes. What Men Want with Taraji P. Henson. Aldous Hodge. The Prodigy, February 8th. Nothing on that yet. Everybody Knows. Penelope Cruz. 63%. Lords of Chaos, of course. Lords of Chaos. 93% of the audience wants to see it. Tomato meters giving it 92% already. Of course, Lords of Chaos tells the true story of a true Norwegian black metal and its most notorious practitioners, a group of young men with a flair for publicity, church burning, and murder mayhem. Looks interesting. That's Lord of Chaos. That looks interesting. That's upcoming next week. Cold Pursuit, Liam Neeson, Tom Bateman. Gospel of Eureka, that's got 100% tomato meters. The Amityville Murders is coming out next weekend. Happy Death Day to You, Jessica Roth. So happy Death Day, that's going to be in time. Of course, 89% of people want to see this. No, nothing on it yet. And of course, Jessica Roth leads the returning cast of Happy Death Day to You. The follow-up to Split Get Out, the Purge series. A surprise 2017 smash of hit, riveting, repeating twists and comic turns. This time, our hero discovers that dying over and over again was surprisingly easier than the dangers that lie ahead. Jason Blum once again produces, and Christopher Landon returns to write. So, interesting. Love it. Jessica Roth, Ruby Modine, Suraj Sharma. So, happy Death Day to You. Number 2 and the letter U. So, that'll be coming out, of course. Of course, tomorrow's Groundhog's Day, so we'll see if we have 6 more weeks of winter, right? Then we have February 14th. Oh, apparently it's a Fighting with My Family. Alita, Battle Angel is coming out. Fighting with My Family is with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Mega Time Squad. Hotel by the River. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. That'll be cute. Nothing stands out so far. So we shall see what we shall see. Looking forward to April. So that is that. Let's see what's coming onto DVDs, and then we're going to get off here and let Chris take his turn. Gotta now be up for Freaks in the Basement. New releases this weekend. Boy Erased, The Wife with Glenn Close and Jonathan Pryce. Suspiria, Dakota Johnson is coming out. Nutcracker and the Four Realms. Nobody's Fool, Indivisible. Let's see, Velvet Buzzsaw. So that's coming out. Coming soon. The Sisters, Brothers, that's interesting. Widows, I'll probably see that. I would like to. Overlord, A Star Is Born. You know when that comes out, guys? Star Is Born comes out on my birthday. Ha ha ha. February. And the Green Book will come out also. That's awesome. Also for Valentine's, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Creed 2. The Favorite. End of the month, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So there you go. That kind of wraps it up for tonight. I'm trying to see if there's anything else going on. I think Widows would be interesting to see. They don't take no crap. Their husbands might have owed money, but they're not paying it. So, have you guys seen any of these? Let me know. Don't forget, Chris will be up, our biggest freak of all, with Freaks in the Basement. Don't miss it, for sure. Let's see if there's any news going on. Not really. Who's up for the Super Bowl? Y'all know how I feel. There's 8 essential tips from Arctic, the best survival movie in years. So there you go. Trying to see if there's anything really worthy news. It's always the same crap, usually. Tom Cruise Mission Impossible movies dated for summers of 2021 and 22. Enough already. Good Lord. Here we go. Kardashians are back in, but we're not. Oh, there's going to be an exclusive preview. There's an exclusive preview of Stephen King's new novel, The Institute. Ooh, that looks good. Yesterday, Stephen King announced on his website the publication of his new novel, The Institute. Sounds like Charlie McGee from Firestarter if she found some powerful friends. Ooh. Very cool. In the middle of the night in a house on a quiet street. Oh, go read it. Looks awesome. The Institute. There's an excerpt out of it that you might want to check out. So check it out. Woohoo. For September, guys, comes out in September. So, something to look forward to again. Of course, it too will be out also. Let's see what else is going on. What in the world? Okay. That was a while ago. I don't see why that's in here. Nothing else going on? Really? Join me tomorrow night for Encounters. We're going to do a thing on aliens. There's been new sightings, so that will be coming up. So don't go away. Chris Stevens is up next with Freaks in the Basement. So have a good weekend, y'all. Stay safe. Valentine's is coming up. Woohoo. So, yeah, I'll buy myself some flowers and candy on the 15th, and I'll be happy. All right, you guys have a great night. Thanks for listening. Peace out, y'all.